Hey, welcome back to the Electrician's Tool Channel. Today we're going to do a little review on my newest tool that I just received in the mail today. And I'm going to we're going to talk about the good things and the bad things that I either like about it or I don't like about it, okay? These are, I guess they're new to the market. The first time I've seen them. And I thought they were, I'm in the market all the time for buying unique tools. And I would call them specialty tools. When I have a need for them at the moment, but I know sometime or another that I will have a need for them. In this case, we're gonna just do a little short review on the new wire strippers by a company I think some of you may have heard of before. I think they make little multimeters, the little small multimeters on the market. I don't have any of those multimeters. I've never been interested in purchasing one of them before, but yet, these are the pliers that they do have on the market. They're kind of similar to these, but these just for cutting, snipping, but these have the little wire stripper on these here, on this one. So it's made by a company called, correct me if I'm wrong, KAIWEETS, something like that. Pardon the phone, but anyway, KAIWEETS. I may be saying it right or wrong. It really don't matter. But anyway, we're gonna do a little short review, and we're gonna see just how well they do. First, we're gonna compare them against these and against these right here, the Kleins. Well, I don't think it'll compare to these, but these may outdo those. But this is the package that it came in. It's a multifunction wire stripper. Average stranded, it cuts from 10 gauge to 20 gauge, 0.8 millimeters to 2.6 millimeters. And the model number for this is, it said 5 inches long. And the model number is, I guess it's NO KWS-102. But that's it right here. Okay, and also they have on the back, they're saying average applicable stripping wire sizes, 10 gauge, 12 gauge, 14, 16, 18, and 20. So what I would use these for, and they're made in, let me see, where this here made in. They're made in China, okay? They're made in China. What I would use something like this for, I would still keep them in my bag. In fact, I'm gonna get another pair, keep them in my tool bag, and keep a pair on my little electronic bench as well. But what I would use this for, maybe stripping like thermostat wire or control wire, if need be. It's kind of better than having a regular size wire strippers like the Kleins or something. Trying to strip 18 gauge or 22 gauge wire. I think this would be just fine with that. So we're gonna cut some wire here. Right now I have this wire right here. This is probably like an 18 gauge, 16, 18 gauge, maybe 20, I'm not sure. But this is just a wire for inline fuses that I have. And we're gonna just see just how well it does, okay? But we're gonna look at some pointers about it first and compare it. Have a nice feel to it as far as the handle, the grips around the handle. They don't feel hard, but they don't feel soft either, but it feels nice in the hand. It don't feel like you're grabbing, you can't feel the metal underneath of it, so that's always good. And they're not too small, whereas your hand is too big for it, and it's overwhelming. It's not your hand is covering. No, it's just it fits my hand just right, and I have large hands, so I can see myself using these. I want to say it's about the same size of those small Kleins with the blue handle. I guess you would say that. And what I like about it, like I said, these if I'm working on circuit boards or what have you, cutting out components, they have their little snips right here, and it's kind of beveled. It's got the bent nose like the dikes for the Klein, where you can kind of flush it like that, almost like on a 45-degree angle. Put it right here, like a 45-degree angle. These have the same thing too, like that, but they're much bigger. These are much bigger than these. So let me put them together so you'll see side by side which one is the biggest. So these are much larger. They're even much larger around the anvil, the blade. In other words, they're much larger up in that area. So I'm not gonna say these are gonna be my main go-to pliers, because there are some places where this can get to where these may be too large, and there are gonna be some places where these will work better than these. So, but when I first saw these, I had to get them, and I found them online, and they were like $7 on Amazon. So, and by me being for Prime members, so I don't know what they'll be if you not a Prime member. It may be a little bit higher, but when I saw that price, I just had to get them, because I'm all about getting specialty tools. Again, you never know when you're gonna need them, but you want to have them when that time comes. Okay, so, but anyway, I really like them. Like I say, they have they don't feel cheap at all, and they feel good to the hand. The blade itself, it feels nice and sharp. I want to say, yeah, feel nice and sharp. Both of them do. I've been having these for a long time, and these feel nice in the hand too. But these feel really good in the hand. I could see myself using these a lot. So I'm gonna get some wire. Let me see if I got some ballast wire in here, and we'll see just how well it do with ballast wire. Okay, this is some ballast wire right here, and I'm gonna try to cut it and strip it at the same time. Well, this is the cutting right here, which we know that it's going to do that. You know, for some reason, this is good. In order to make it pop like that, that means that it's not as sharp as you think. Now watch this one. Well, see, I think this one may be a little sharper than this one, because it shouldn't pop like that. If it's sharp, it should cut like butter. See? And if I'm using this one, let me fix this thing. I know this one is really nice. I'm gonna just show you guys. You can't compare that to this one. This is really nice. I wouldn't even compare that to this one. But you can do things with this one that you can't do with this one, like snip components out. But as far as stripping wire, I think that's top of the line. But so let's just see the stripping, how this one does stripping the wire. So yeah, I'm gonna try it on 16 gauge and see what happens. Cut that pretty good, really good. I'm gonna try it on 18 gauge and we'll see. That was good too, but 16 did it a little bit more easier than 18 did. Let me see. Yeah, it cuts really good. I think this is guys, this is the winner. This is gonna come in handy for me. Thermostat wire, you think you're gonna be good. I don't like the way it pops out. As long as it cuts, that's what really matters. But I just don't like the way it pops and goes everywhere. You could be in someone's house and you're doing work and leaving a mess because you're gonna put this stuff somewhere and a child get it and put it in their mouths because you can't find it. But anyway, other than that, I think it's really nice. And I can't strip. I wouldn't even try to strip with this one. So I wouldn't even try to strip with this one. I used to use this mainly for cutting out components on circuit boards, but this one here, this thing here is really, this wire stripper right here is really nice. So I recommend, if you see this online, guys, and you don't think that something like this an electrician won't use, but because if you are an electrician, something like this is going to come in handy, especially if you've been doing electrical for a long time. You know that something like this is going to come in handy. So I know there's some people out there may say, well, what electrician is going to do with that? Well, that only shows your experience. You may be a new electrician or just starting out. Like I tell my son, I buy some tools if I'm in this tool store and I may pick up something for my son. He often looked at me crazy. In case in point, matter of fact, just last night, I picked up it was a paintbrush. It was a small paintbrush, only so big, it wasn't a real big one, but it was a nice sized paintbrush. And I gave it to him. I said, son, put this in your tool bag. Because right now he's working as an electrician too. He was taking up HVAC, but he moved over to electrical now. So I say, son, put this in your bag. And I also bought him, oh, here it is right here, matter of fact. I bought him this magnet right here, this extendable magnet right here. I bought this for my son. And he's a young beginner electrician. He's an apprentice. And I say, son, keep this in your bag. Something like this, you want to keep it in your bag also. I say, son, and also I gave him a paintbrush, and I explained to him what it's for. And those of you who don't know what the paintbrush is for, I'm gonna let you know now. Those of you who, after I'm telling you what it's for, you're gonna say, oh, that's right. Especially if you've been doing this for a long time. I say, son, if you're working in a panel, some panels going to be clean, some panels going to be dirty. I say, sometimes panels, if you're cutting holes and you're making holes with a unibit or a hole saw, sometimes it leaves shavings inside the panel. Well, you don't want to leave that in that panel. You want to get something to brush that out. You don't want to try to brush it out with your hand, because now you got metal shavings cut into your hand. So you want to use that paintbrush to clean that panel out. So even if you're not doing it, you may be working this out of a dirty panel where there's all kind of dust and debris, and you just don't want to leave that panel like that. At least not a good electrician. So you want to clean that thing out. Just clean all that dust out of there. And if you can't have the power off, you're gonna brush off the connections. Just if you can, brush off the connections. I myself, depends on where I'm working at, I often take the wire out if I'm doing a panel and I see that if it's really dirty and I have the time, I'll take the wire out, loose, turn the power off, and I spray contact cleaner on the bus bar. Sometimes I take the whole breaker out, spray contact cleaner on the bus bar, let it dry, put them back on there. After I brush the breaker off behind the connectors behind the breaker, and put it back on there. Tighten the wires up. That's just me. The last thing I need is to get blamed for, since I'll be the last one in the panel, and the work I've done is okay, but there's other work that you didn't do that's not okay. But if something was to happen, the investigator is going to come and ask who was the last person in that panel, and that'll be you. So you make sure before you leave that everything in that panel is A-OK. Now I know I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but let me get back to what I want, the point I wanted to make. But that's what it was. I grabbed a paintbrush and I told my son, this is for cleaning out the panel when you run across a real dirty panel with dust, dirt in it, what have you. Well, you think when he went to work today that he took it? Nope. I guess it won't look good in his bag. I guess that's what you think. I also gave him this. He left this home. I gave him this, and I explained to him he left this home. And I explained to him, son, you have sometimes you drop tools in places where your hand can't fit. It could be screws also. You're gonna need one of these. And like I said, you old heads who know what I'm talking about, some of you industrial electricians, you know what I'm talking about. My son, he's doing residential right now, but you still need one of these. And that's what I'm talking about. So, and he didn't take it with him. I don't know. I think he forgot it. So I'm asking him again today when he get home and just tell him to put this in his bag. I want him to be well equipped. So also, now back to this. You young guys, stuff like this, you can learn a thing or two. All of my videos basically for entertainment purposes, and if you could get something out of it, I'm glad you can. So if you're new to the electrical field, you may want to get these specialty tools. Again, you may not use them, but twice a year, but you have them. You have them when you need it. And for $7, even $10, you can't go wrong with this kind of stuff. Because as you grow in your electrical trade, your electrical career, you're going to see that this was a good purchase. Because sometimes tools like this don't stay on the market long, because a lot of people don't know the value of them. But those of you who do, thumbs up to you. So look, I'm gonna say this: if this is your first time viewing the channel, I want to ask for your support. I ask that you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment if you choose to. Look, I myself, I love talking tools. All of my videos, like I say, are for entertainment purposes. I don't set out to, I don't have a lot of tests that I perform. I just do the bare minimum. Sometimes I go a little bit higher than that. And, but I like to highlight the tool anyway, because I love talking tools. So, but, if you can relate to what I'm talking about and you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you choose to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that it'll put you in rotation to all, not only my new videos, it'll put you in rotation for all my old videos. I have a lot of videos that's on YouTube already, and I'm sure that's some that you like, that you might find interesting, some that you may not. But just to support the channel, go ahead and hit the like button. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Get the numbers up, y'all. I appreciate it. So I want to thank you once again. And you guys take care out there. Be safe. And peace. Until next time, peace out.